It's Tuesday, June 10th, 2025. Here we go again. This is day 5 now of the Los Angeles riots. I want to talk about what's happening in Los Angeles. I want to talk about what's happening in the economy, what's happening in the jobs market, what's happening to businesses right out here in Los Angeles, and how all this is affecting businesses in California, in Los Angeles specifically. Right now, I've got the TV on, and you're watching the looters, the rioters, the protesters, whatever you want to call this bunch, beginning to throw projectiles at the agents and the National Guard. And so this thing is escalating already early this afternoon. Just got done with lunch, and things are already escalating yet again. And I want to ask all of you this, whether you're on the right, the left. I'm not sitting here getting political. Somebody wrote me yesterday and said, I'm getting too political, stick with the economy. First off, it's my channel, my show. I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. But how is it political when you're just calling out criminals attacking restaurants, attacking people, attacking law enforcement, attacking innocent people, breaking up infrastructure, tagging buses, tagging cars, tagging buildings, breaking windows? How is that political? I'm just calling it the way I see it. Good versus evil, criminals versus the law, law versus lawlessness. I'm just calling it the way I see it. Don't hate the messenger. But it's my channel. I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. And this really is economic, because this is costing the country a lot of money right now. And if you look at the cost to house people here from other parts of the world, how much it's costing over $200 billion a year. That's, I'm sure, a very conservative number. So it's very economic. So to that individual who I think is very, very ignorant, first off, my country, my people come before anything. And so you could sit there and say, what I need to talk about. I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. This is the biggest story in America right now. We are a very divided country. This is costing us a fortune. Prayfully, nobody gets seriously hurt here, and this doesn't wind up being something much bigger, much worse than it is right now. But, to that individual, how is this like not economic when you have these people breaking in to stores? Somebody broke into, I think it was last night, a sushi restaurant, and it's so political that they broke in and took the cash register. Break into shoe stores, getting a pair of Adidas. What point is this proving? They went into the Apple store and they looted and took everything out of the Apple store. So what is their political point other than just robbing and looting the city of Los Angeles? And again, how much is this going to cost the taxpayers in California, the taxpayers, federal taxpayers around the country that are going to pay for this disaster? How about, is it okay to start fires? Half of LA already burnt down, and these lunatics are out there starting fires. Now, do they want to burn the rest of Los Angeles down? Is that the point of all this? It's unbelievable what is going on, but I shouldn't talk about it because I'm being political. Again, I don't know how that's political. I don't want to see people getting hurt. I love this country. I love Americans. I love people who are lawful. I like most law enforcement. I love our military. I love our flag. I'm certainly not going to be spitting and burning it. And somebody said, well, that's our right. Yeah, that's your right. That is your right. You can do that. But why would you live in a country where you despise it so much that you burn the flag and spit on it, but then you fly foreign flags all over the place? Why don't you go move to those countries if you love them so much? You have the right to say whatever you want to say. You want to burn a flag, you can burn a flag. But you don't have a right to steal. You don't have a right to tag buildings. You don't have a right to attack law enforcement. You don't have a right to throw rocks at people and at cars. You don't have a right to do that. Again, that is just being a pure out criminal. And so it's just watching this for 5 days now. And there are people justifying this and defending it like it's okay to do. You're going to have a massive civil war in this country if this keeps up. This is looking like a banana republic, some third world country that's losing control. And then when they bring the soldiers and the troops in to get it under control, people are like, "Oh, you can't do that. That's horrible. Look at this. We're a military state." So we should just let the city burn down. We should just let these criminals run wild and destroy all these businesses, destroy these buildings, attack law enforcement. Where are you living? Is this okay? The people of Los Angeles voted for this. They can't even get their homes rebuilt that went down in the fire, and now they're dealing with this. And if you think it's so wonderful, go down there and hang out and see how long you last if you don't get hit with a rock or tear gas or assaulted by somebody out there, because you may not be accepted. You may have some very, very bad things happen to you, but it's probably not the place most Americans want to be hanging out now is in Los Angeles, California. Probably not the place you want to bring your family to and hang out. Is this really what America wants? It's even now in Orange County, Santa Ana last night. Things began to get a little bit physical down there. We're going to see this thing begin to pick up steam across the country into the weekend. More protests, and this is very, very organized. CNBC, Trump deployment of National Guard Marines to LA will cost $134 million, Pentagon official says. Well, for the person that says I'm getting political, which again, I'm not, I'm just picking good versus evil, and I look down upon criminals and lawlessness. You cannot have a country when the criminals are running through the streets, lighting fires, throwing bricks through windows, attacking the police, attacking innocent individuals. You cannot have a country. So anyways, moving on with this article here, and this deployment, $134 million to do this, the deployment of the National Guard. Now, what about the damage to the streets, the damage to the buildings? People have been hurt, law enforcement's been hurt, police cars destroyed, buses destroyed. It just goes on and on and on. Again, we're spending hundreds of billions of dollars to take care of people from other parts of the world, and now we're going to spend even more money to repair all the damage for the protest of this. And this seems to be a very, very organized event, by the way. Have you been watching the news, the pamphlets of how to riot, turn off your phone, cover your face, do this, do that? Very, very interesting how organized it is. And now I'm seeing news on the television where they're passing out masks, tear gas mask, all types of military supplies. Who's paying for this? Who's passing this stuff out? Where is it coming from? But it looks very, very organized, all the way down to the pellets of bricks that we've seen dropped off in certain parts of Los Angeles. Pellets of bricks dropped off so people can throw them at police cars. Los Angeles, if you don't know, is the second largest city in America. And think about how this could disrupt America, or at least one of America's top economic hubs. Again, there are groups funding this, the mask, the pamphlets, all the organizing of this. You know that you have very, very bad people out there, cartels. We have some very serious street gangs. How many, who knows how many of these groups are funding the organization of these riots, of these protests? So you have to ask yourself that. There's a lot of countries out there that hate America. And I think you may even have some foreign money coming into America now, funding this, trying to disrupt America and really divide America. And this really, really weakens America. And it makes us very, very vulnerable for something much larger to happen. And remember, the world is watching America. We've gone all over the world, started these wars, invaded nations, told countries, you need to be like us, you need to do this. And the world's looking at America going, there's no way we want to be like America. We don't want your dollars. We don't want a society like you. And how in the world can we continue to fund all these countries and these wars and even think about another war when we can't even defuse the wars on our streets here in America? Very interesting. This has been popping around social media. You can make $6,500 to $12,500 weekly if you meet these requirements. If you're extremely tough, you're brave, and you're a man, extremely, if you're extremely tough and brave, and if you're a male, they have protest jobs popping up all over social media and Craigslist. Who's paying for this? I don't know, but it seems like now the protest is actually being weaponized, right? With bricks, and now they're bringing in apparently some types of very extremely tough, brave soldiers that you can make $6,500 to $12,500 a week. So, is there any validity to this? I don't know, but it's been all over social media. These Craigslist ads for the LA protests. Comment down below if you've seen this. Very, very interesting, but no doubt it is being very organized. It is being funded without a doubt. Let's get into a little bit with the economy today. S&P 500 rises for third day as traders hope for progress on U.S.-China trade talks. That's happening in London, England right now. So the market's up a little bit today. Wow, we have wars across the world, riots right here in the US, debt $37 trillion, massive deficits, and a very, very bad economy in a very, very divided nation. Yet markets are ignoring the danger. US Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, everyone is working hard at the meeting. And this is all that the markets require, the algorithms require to go up today. While literally America is melting down, the world, we've never seen the world in such disarray, so much chaos, and so much chaos here in America in multiple states now. Comment down below on any of this. Are you worried about this? Are you worried about it getting bigger? Are you worried about things escalating even more? 700 Marines now in Los Angeles. I believe they're in training right now for a couple days. Then they will be deployed on the streets. 2,000 additional National Guard now on their way. So we'll have over 4,000 National Guards, 700 Marines, and a lot of police. So, you know, you probably don't want to come vacation in Los Angeles anytime soon. Probably not San Francisco either, because they're having protests up there, and that will probably get bigger and more dangerous. So it just goes on and on and on. Wow. Joanne, Macy's, other store closures, part of a 274% spike in retail layoffs in 2025. We are absolutely melting down here in America. The economy is melting down. Society is melting down. And I want to bring up one more thing too. And please comment on this. I'm watching these people the last 5 days now. Absolute animals to be out there. Apparently none of these people work because they're out there all day causing nothing but problems. But I watch this and I study it, and you should too. What would happen if these people went hungry? This is what we've been talking about for years. What would happen if people really got hungry and they actually had something to get mad about? Their kids are starving. They're starving. They're in survival mode, right? And most of these people do not look like they're starving. They're extremely overweight, a lot of obesity out there. They've been eating very, very well. I mean, not healthy, but they've been eating a lot. What would happen if these people really got hungry? How bad could society get? How bad could riots really get? What type of breakdown would we really see? What type of unrest would we really see in America if people got hungry? If they're mad about this, or they're getting paid a couple bucks to go out there and do this and take the risk and have this much hatred for America, if you're this easy to buy off, if you're this easy to buy off, you have to hate America, you have to hate law enforcement, you have to hate the military. Because if somebody's paying you a couple dollars to do this, and you could do this to your own country, to your own police, to your own military, you're a sick, sick human being. And I would hate to see what you would do if you were actually hungry. Think about that. And this is why daily I tell people, make sure you're getting in the best possible shape you can. Make sure you have utility to that you know how to take care of yourself, that you know how to protect yourself. Make sure that you have the proper tools, the proper training, that you're always exercising situational awareness. Because if people did get hungry, this is just a sample of what you would see, because this stuff would be coming into your neighborhoods, and it would be much, much more violent, much, much more violent than what we're seeing right now. But when you're looking at a 274% spike in retail layoffs, People are losing their jobs. You're going to see people going into desperation mode, survival mode, hungry, angry, mad. And you could see a lot of these people organize because they're going to lash out at somebody. But if they're hungry, they're coming to your house. Be very, very careful. Millions of Americans see credit scores plunge. 6 million borrowers, been talking about this for weeks, 6 million borrowers, 90 days or more delinquent on their student loans. This is going to have a massive ripple effect in the U.S. economy. These people, their credit scores are plunging. What does that mean? They're not going to be able to buy a house. They're not going to buy a car. They're not going to be able to buy any big ticket item. They're not going to be able to go rent an apartment. How are these people going to survive? And this number is going to get much, much bigger. So you are watching the collapse of the U.S. economy. These people who would ask me for the last couple of years, when's the collapse going to happen? You've been watching the collapse happen right before your very eyes. It is a slow collapse, but it is a collapse, and it is beginning to really accelerate as we see credit scores plunging, people losing their jobs. Procter & Gamble, what are they laying off? 7,000 plus people? I mean, if you don't see the collapse by now, I don't know what to tell you. You are in need of help. Everybody knows somebody who's lost a job. Everybody knows somebody now who is struggling. Everybody knows somebody now who is very, very worried about possibly going homeless. We have a homeless population we've never seen before. We're not even counting the real number of homelessness in this country. Layoff anxiety is soaring. This on Market Watch today. It is soaring. It's going to continue to soar. And unfortunately, millions of people in this country are not going to be prepared when they lose their job. I've been begging people for years to put a cash reserve away. Be prepared to lose a job. And if you do, you'll be okay because you have the reserves, you have your bills paid down. You're not going to go, into some chaotic mode. You're not going to panic. You'll have some time to regroup and hopefully find something else or to replace a job with maybe a couple jobs, a couple part-time jobs. But the people who have nothing put away, who have run up so much debt, who thought this would never happen to them, when they lose their job, and there's somebody out there today that's going to lose their job and the bills are coming in, and they have no reserves, they have no way of staying afloat, they're in big trouble. And they're quite easily looking at living in their car, being homeless. These are dangerous times, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very dangerous times. But it is, unfortunately, I've been saying this for a while, it is too late for millions of people. It is way too late. They did not heed the warning. They did not put cash away. They didn't buy assets. They didn't pay down the debts. They just wanted the party to continue. And now you're watching society break down right along with the economy. And I always said this, as the economy goes, so does society. People just give up. They don't care. They're going to lash out. You have obviously a lot of people that are either milking the system, dependent on government subsidies, that are on the streets right now protesting, or they just have no job and they just don't care, no life and they just don't care. How are these people eating? How are they out there all day, all night, and still eating? There's no way these people have a job. So to me, the majority of these people are probably some type of government subsidy that the taxpayer is paying for. So we are funding this violence in Los Angeles right now, because I would probably estimate that probably over 50% of that crowd is on government subsidies. And I say that because they're not at work today. They're eating, and it looks like they're eating a lot. So I'm going to wrap it up right there today. Yes, I had to talk about the riots because it's big news and it's not that far from my house. And now they're in Orange County, which is now even a little bit closer. So I needed to talk about that. And yes, it is very economic because it is costing now well over $100 million just in Los Angeles alone. And it's going to land up costing a lot more because this is going to continue to go on, and it is going to spread like a disease into other cities across America, like we're already beginning to see. So be careful out there. Avoid these places at all costs. Make sure that you stay on path. Continue your preps. Continue your training. Continue to exercise situational awareness, and continue to pray for America. We have so many people that hate this country, but it is the U.S. taxpayer that is funding this violence for these people to go out there and do this, who apparently don't work, but eat a lot of food. So be cautious, be careful. God bless every one of you. Stay safe. And as always, I look forward to talking to each and every one of you very, very soon. Take care.